I've tried to grow kūmara at home, but I've never been able to get it right. So today, I'm here at Te Pane O Mataoho to learn how to grow the very best kūmara in our own backyards. I roto i a tātou ake mara. Tēnā koe, Waimarie.
Tēnā koe.
Thank you so much for having us here. This is a beautiful garden. Stunning maunga. Te Pane O Mataoho. What is that and what do you do here?
Te Pane O Mataoho is an education centre where we curate the landscape through guided walks and workshops.
Do you have a lot of manuhiri here during the week?
We do, yes. We have a lot of volunteer groups that come in, those that are just interested in how they can then take the learning from our marakai into their own backyards. So it's really good to be able to share that resource with them.
And historically, the whenua that we're on in the maunga in the background, it's really rich, isn't it?
It is, very much so, and it has a reputation for being the food bowl of the community. So we're taking practices that we've done traditionally and we're replicating those in a modern sense.
Ia, ngā tikanga whakatipu kūmara o konei.
Te tuatahi ka timata me te whakatipu tupu, ka tahi ka nuku ngā tupu ki te marakai, hei whakatipu hua.
So a couple of years ago, I got really excited and got some tupu and prepared my soil, and it was all leaf, and when I pulled them up, they were like that big. So I'm hoping today you can show me how to grow kūmara so I can have another go at home, because I would really love to be able to get that out of my own mara.
Ka pai.
Me hikoi taua.
Ai, me haere taua ki te tāpapa tūtai. So over here we got our traditional tāpapa or seed beds, and as you can see, these ones are here are made using scoria, so that when the sun's rays hit it, the gas that is trapped within these pores here is released. It helps to warm the rock, which essentially warms the soil and keeps that seed bed nice and warm so that...
You can feel the heat in the rock. So does this mean these are kept nice and warm, like overnight as well?
Pretty much.
Lucky. And from this stage, so if this is kind of like the incubator, what process do you use from here? What happens?
So basically what you do is you look for one that's got a number of nodes growing off it, because essentially those nodes become your hua or your fruit. So we'll pick it off and get that one ready for the marakai. So here's our core digging stick that we're going to use to dig up the soil, and this is just a little mechanism we use to help with the spacing and make sure that all the mounds are 1 metre apart in all directions. And these are all traditional techniques that we would have used. So we're just going to use that soil to build up a mound now.
So just pop it in quite deep, or?
Yep, so what we want to do is form a J with the end of it. We want to make sure that the end of the tupu is actually facing in an eastward direction.
Oh, okay. Is that where the sun rises, so that will encourage the growth out of there?
Yep, that's right. And it'll have that sunlight for the longest duration of the day. Just going to build up our Whānau Living rock wall.
Give her a little drink, or a big one.
A big one.
So for people at home that don't have a mara as big as this, what other options are there for growing kūmara?
Well, we can create some modern tāpapa or incubators using everyday resources you can get from your local hardware store. So just a black plastic rubbish bin like this, just so that it can hold the heat. So the first thing you need to do is drill some holes at the bottom of the bin for drainage.
Choice. We've got some scoria here.
Yep, some scoria rocks, about half a dozen of those.
And I guess if you don't have access to these big ones, you can buy little scoria, ones. Will they work just as well?
I'd say they work just as well, and that's just to cover the base.
So our rocks in the bottom?
Yep. And some nice hardy compost.
So we just want to get it sort of almost to the top here?
Yeah, just so that there's enough room left to then lay your kūmara down onto it, then add another layer of thin soil on top. Once they're ready to harvest, usually around Matariki, June, July, you should expect to see something like that. And one thing we do here is we offer the first fruits of our harvest back to Rongomatani, so that our next harvest is just as good.
It's bountiful and giving back gratitude for what we get. It's nice to remind ourselves of the abundance that we have, and you certainly have it here in these beautiful mara. Thank you for having us today. I reckon I'm going to have another go at growing kūmara this year since you've shown me all the tricks of the trade, and hopefully next matariki I'll have something to harvest to for my whānau.
If not, we'll invite you back for a kai.
Choice.